Hello everyone. In today's video what I'm going to be doing is, could dragons survive on Skull Island? No, not from the film, from the documentary. Dragon's World, a fantasy made real. So, let's get started on them. Forest Dragon. They would live in a habitat in dense forest and bamboo forest. And for their prey, small to mid-sized animals. Like other dragons, it was solitary and unsociable animal, preferring to live alone, except when looking for a mate. It was capable of moving stealthily through the forest, despite its very large size, blending into its surroundings, thanks to its color patterns, and was a patient hunter. And it has the ability to mimic the cries of animals to either lure them in or scare them away. This one uses its flight bladders mainly as storage sacs for fire breathing. It will use its fire to scorch away the skin and, and hair of its prey, and also makes the meat easier to digest. Their wings are vestigial and small. They could not fly, but they are capable of gliding. Marine dragon. For their habitat, they will live in shallow seas, coastal swamps, rivers, and streams. And for their prey, they would feed mainly on fish. The mouth and jaws were relatively larger than those of large dragons, and were armed with large number of spiky teeth for holding their slippery prey. Its nostrils were high high on its snout, so that breathing was possible without more of the animal surfacing than was absolutely necessary. Modern crocodiles share this adaptation. The nostrils were sealed by a flap of skin diving during dives and underwater feeding. And the mountain dragon. For their habitat, they lived in mountains and their former habitat, lowland forests. And for their prey, they formerly their former prey, they hunted mammoths and other ice age megafauna. But it seems as though their experience with mammals, not reptilians or non-avian dinosaurs. Well, they are known to hunt human livestock of their, like sheep, cows, and pigs. Like others, they are solitary and unsociable animals, preferring to live in caves. But unless they find a mate, because the female will mate every 7 years and will spread their scent around their territory in hopes that the male will pick it up. When they attract a male, both dragons will perform a courtship flight where they walk talons and freefall much like eagles do. Once they have successfully mated, females will become more extremely hostile towards every living being, including their mate. As a safeguard, her offspring to a prey to appease the female. The males often brought gifts to them before they can be allowed near their nest. And finally, the prehistoric dragon. For their habitat, they lived in plains, rocky areas, and forests. And as for their prey, they feed on mainly on dinosaurs and would eat one of their own. Now, prehistoric dragons were formidable creatures using a variety of weapons in combat. Two pointed horns on top of their head, which were used by battle between males. And these dragons also use their sharp talons to swoop down and slash an opponent. And prehistoric dragon's greatest weapon by far is the ability to breathe fire, which was enough to deter a hungry T-Rex. And for their behavior, they are shown to be highly aggressive animals, being extremely territorial and protective of their young and territory. They will attack anything that perceives as a threat with everything they possess. And they are aerial ambush hunters, meaning they scout their prey from the safety of the skies before diving in to attack them. However, if the opportunity arises or they are in a desperate need of sustenance, they will scavenge carcasses and even cannibalize on young or deceased prehistoric dragons. And for this conclusion, the first one to go extinct is the forest dragon. Well, because its body, well, elongated body that is that could not adapt. And the marine dragon, well, they would live in flood rivers and streams and shallow seas. And as for mountain dragons, they would struggle a little bit hunting mammals, but they will scavenge. But they will have to hunt a very giant ape, Megaparmentis Kong, only juveniles and weak or sick individuals. And for the prehistoric dragon, they will compete with V-Rexes. and and their wings are vulnerable if they get bitten or ripped, rendering the dragon's wings useless, grounded. And that's it for this video. Like and subscribe, and see you later, guys.